Welcome to the 2023 Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference. My name is Kayla Alvarenga, and I'll be your host for this week's virtual pre-show. We are in sunny Anaheim, California at the Marriott. The theme is a bold path to a big future, and we've got an exciting week ahead of us. Our special guest for this year's conference includes Grammy Award-winning musician Wyclef Jean, two-time Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum artist Tori Kelly, singer, songwriter, activist, and philanthropist Aloe Blacc, Emmy Award-winning host, actor, and entrepreneur Roxy Diaz, and the founder and president of StoryCorps, Dave Isay. Now, this isn't just a virtual pre-show. It's a fun, informative, and inspiring entryway to the big event. Now let's get started. Well, it has been a minute since we've all been together under one roof, and how exciting is this? We are in the center at the 2023 Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference, and this is where registration is happening. People are already starting to trickle in from all across the countries, representing so many different agencies of the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization. Today, for our Welcome and Sunshine pre-show, we'll be talking to folks to see what they're looking forward to this week. All right, so let's go around and meet some people. Okay, Jen, so as I mentioned, how exciting that the 2023 National Conference is right here in California. Were you excited to hear that it was happening here?
Absolutely. I've been helping the national team with planning this for about 6 months a year. So it's really exciting to have everybody here as this all come to fruition.
And hey, we've had good weather so far. So
we have. I know. You know what? We have May gray and June gloom that we like to call it.
Yeah.
You guys are getting here right as we get into the sunshine. Yeah.
Good. We're excited to be here. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your agency here in Cali.
Yeah, so we have a chapter that's both here in Orange County and Inland Empire. So we have basically two chapters. We serve about 4,000 youth. We have workplace mentoring. We have sports buddies. We have a lot of different programs within our organization. But yeah, and we run a big recruitment committee, which is bigs who have been with our organization as bigs for over 5 years, and then they help with recruitment and they help with special events, those kind of things. So they have their own committee. So that's about 26 people in Orange County and about 15 in Inland Empire. So really cool, extra community outreach that we have.
Yeah, 4,000 individuals, just a wild impact here in California. So that's amazing. Yeah. And you are also a big. Tell me about your relationship with your little.
Yeah, so I'm actually being matched with my second little in about a week. Yay. So yes, she's 9 years old. Her name's Haley. I'm very excited. So I have lots of adventures planned for us to go out and do some activities. But yeah, and we do wonderful match engagements here in Orange County. So we have some wonderful sponsors. One that sponsors introduction to ocean and marine biology sort of things. So the kids have gotten to go paddleboarding and sailing, and they've also gotten to do beach cleanups and get to go to the beach. Some kiddos, just about living in Orange County, 5 miles from the beach, have never been to the beach before. Yeah. So when we took about 50 a few weeks ago, there was about half that it was their first experience at the beach. So they got to put their feet in the water, play in the sand, tried to catch a crab. There was kind of fun things that you get to do. So really exciting opportunities for our littles.
That's awesome. And my last question for you, what are you most excited for this week at conference?
I'm definitely excited for all of our big celebrations that we have going on. The BIG Village has some really great exhibitors that are going to be here. And then we're actually hosting, as Orange County, we're holding an LGBTQ meetup at what's called the Golden Road Brewery, which is right across the street from the Angels, and there's the Angels game going on. So you'll get all the excitement of being here in Orange County with the Angels while they're on a winning streak and doing really well. So it'll be really exciting. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen.
You're so welcome. Thanks, guys.
Tell us a little bit about your agency in Long Island and how long you've been working there.
So I've been working with Big Brothers Big Sisters Long Island for about 4 years now. We currently serve over 500 matches, which is exciting. Yeah. This year we are Gold Award recipients, so it's our first time ever getting that award, so we're excited.
Tell us a little bit about the Gold Award recipient, what it's held for.
Sure. So we were able to have a certain number of matches, match retention for a while. We were able to meet specific numbers, and we've never done that before. So we were excited to be able to do that this year.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
What are you most looking forward to this week at the 2023 conference?
I'm looking forward to meeting new people. Last year when I came to the conference, I think that was my favorite part, just meeting people from around the country and getting to know what they're doing in their agencies and being able to bring it back to my agency.
Yeah, networking and learning.
Yes.
Okay, Scott, so how long have you been with this agency in Ohio?
Well, it's a tough question. Technically 3 months,
Okay.
but I worked for this agency 35 years ago for 6 years. So I'm
Oh
coming
my
back
gosh.
home.
Oh, you just couldn't quit. Couldn't quit us.
The lady who hired me when I got out of college and I
Yeah.
worked there, she was retiring after 37 years, and she recruited me to come on back and fill her shoes when she retired. So,
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your organization.
what is there to tell? It's big brothers and sisters. We've been around for over 50 years, and we serve a kind of a diverse. We have some rural as well as urban kids that we serve.
Yeah.
And we have both site-based and community-based programs.
Awesome. Is this your first time at a national conference?
So it's kind of one of those weird things. So it's my first one since being back.
Yeah.
But I've been to a number of them before. back
Wonderful.
over there, so. And
What-
been in California before too.
Right, yeah. What are you most looking forward to this week?
I think there's so much more to learn. I've been away for a long time, so much more to learn. Networking with, I'm part of a leadership group, and so looking forward to seeing those folks in person, but just learning ways to improve our services and reach out to more kids.
Wonderful. Okay, so tell us a little bit, for people who don't know, about your agency in South Central Ohio.
Great. Okay, so my agency is a small agency in South Central Ohio. We are a hub affiliate of Central Ohio. My agency covers 5 counties, so we have a very large region in South Central Ohio, nowhere anyone has heard of, honestly. And we currently serve 32 bigs, littles matches, and then we have 8 school-based programs.
Awesome. And you've been with the organization, your agency, for 2 years now. How has it been in trying to navigate these difficult times, especially for youth?
So I came into my agency on the tail end of the major part of COVID, and there was a large transition. So honestly, it's been really good for us because we've been able to kind of rebrand in our area. We were not well known. We only were serving around 20 matches at the time, so we've really grown since then, which is really exciting. I only had a staff of 2 when I came into the agency, and we're now a staff of 6. But mainly we've seen a lot of mental illness, which has really affected all of our matches on a match level, but then on a closure level. We've had a lot of unfortunate closures due to not being prepared to handle the mental illnesses that are affecting our kids right now. And then also just we have a really, really bad issue with substance abuse in our community. So we're seeing a lot of our kids being affected by that, and just knowing how to prepare ourselves to handle it as professionals, as family members, as bigs, and then also supporting our bigs in that, and giving them the tools and the advice and just the direction to be able to really support our youth in that.
Yeah, and I like that you brought up 2 of those major issues, because it's a huge problem first for so many agencies across the country, and the workshops that we've catered for this conference, speak specifically to that. So that's good to hear.
Yeah,
I'm
excited about it.
Yeah. What's your position at your agency?
I'm the president CEO.
Oh my goodness! Awesome. And why Big Brothers, Big Sisters for you? Was it something that
Sure.
really spoke to you?
Yes, actually it is. So for me, I came out of a background in education and in mission work. So honestly, this is just kind of like leading into that. My passion really is in helping connect relationships and build relationships, and doing everything through the lens of a relationship, because I don't think that you can really have an impact on a person's life until you have the ability to speak into them, and you have to have a relationship to be able to do that. So I love the mission and the vision that we have here at Big Brothers Big Sisters, because I really believe that's the way to impact change.
Yes. Inspiring change, connections, building
Absolutely.
stronger communities. Thank you, and we are so excited that you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about Big Brothers Big Sisters of Utah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, where do we start? Like all the other agencies, just wonderful organization to be a part of. I haven't been there that long, just about a year, and we're doing, great work within the Salt Lake area, the St. George area, and I mean, just kind of all over, really. We did NBA All-Star this year, which was wonderful, and it was great to see the kids just kind of feel that energy. Just we were so close to the court, just all these things. Yeah, I don't know. Woke up really early this morning, so I do apologize. I'm running on no sleep right now.
Oh, no, you're fine. So many awesome things that you've been able to accomplish. What's your position?
So I work
at
on the
the
admin
agency?
side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to this week at National Conference?
I'm actually just really looking forward to seeing all the different, just kind of positions in different agencies, and what their reason for being in this kind of work is for them. Everyone has their own story, everyone has their own reason. I actually came from for-profit property management, and it was very soul sucking, I want to say. And so, going into nonprofit, and specifically Big Brothers Big Sisters, is something that I've always looked forward to. And then just kind of hearing stories of people being bigs, or they were littles at one point, and I'm looking forward to hearing more of the why, I think.
That's awesome. And I love that you bring up, kind of switching from a different industry into the nonprofit world, because I feel like that's how a lot of people feel.
Yes.
And then, so a big thing for you this week will be learning and networking. Is there anyone you're excited to see?
Not particularly. I just want to see everything. I'm just kind of taking it all in, really.
Soaking it all in.
Yeah, really excited. My first national conference. I don't know what to expect. I don't, know who I'm going to meet, and I'm excited to meet new people, and from different agencies all across the country. And so I'm just looking forward to all of it.
Awesome. I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
And
you
I'm
as well.
sure this week will be very exciting and a good learning opportunity as well.
Absolutely.
So tell me first just a little bit about your agency and your position too.
Yeah, absolutely. So our agency has been in Utah for over 40 years. I am a supervisor for the enrollment team, and I've been there for about 6 years.
Tell us a little bit about the enrollment team for people who don't know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we screen volunteers and littles. We just want to make sure that the program is a good fit for them. We do have 3 different programs within our agency in Utah, and so we just want to make sure that anytime they come to us, we answer any questions that they have. We also want to make sure that if this is not a good fit for them, we find additional resources for them.
Yeah. How long have you been with the agency?
6 years in July.
Gotcha. And so tell us a little bit about why you chose Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Absolutely. So long story short, Big Brothers Big Sisters actually helped my family out. And so I kind of wanted to give back in a way. I came from a background in engineering, and so I wanted to do something different that actually meant a little bit more for me. And so giving back to the community has been very enriching.
I bet. And you're a big.
Yes.
Tell us about your little.
Oh my gosh, my little is the best. She's a teenager, and I feel that after 2 years of being matched, our relationship has grown so much. It's been so great to see her come out of her shell and just be a young woman who is just thriving. She's happy, and she is just ready to take on the world.
What would you say to anyone out there who is thinking about becoming a big?
Okay, I would definitely say think about it really well, because it is a big commitment. But not only will you make a difference in someone's life, you'll make a difference in your own life. It is just amazing how much a little can make a big change in us.
Yeah. And my last question for you, what are you most looking forward to? What are you excited for this week at conference?
So this is my first time, or my first national conference, and so I'm super excited just to learn more about how to be a better enroller, how to be a better agency overall, and then just to be able to give back to those who we serve.
Okay, so my first question for you, are you excited to be here? Welcome, welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm incredibly excited. This is my first national conference. I had a baby last year, so couldn't go. So I'm excited to be here.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
This is it like your first time away from the baby?
It was,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Just to get a little break and to learn and network.
Yeah,
What
definitely.
are you looking forward to this week?
One of my bigger passions is working with high school youth, so I'm really excited to see what the different opportunities are around the country and other ways to support our kids.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your agency and what you do.
Absolutely. I am the program officer at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and the majority of my job over the last 2 years has focused on more innovative programs, starting new opportunities. So we started Big Futures program 2 years ago. We started Sports Buddies this last year, just really trying to grow and expand what we offer and how we can serve the kids in our community. We are moving into a new direction, so I will now be also overseeing our program team starting next week.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Nerve-wracking, but exciting, I'm sure.
I'm ready. It'll be good.
Awesome. Why Big Brothers Big Sisters for you?
Yeah, so I used to work in treatment and absolutely loved my job, and I was a certified MAT instructor, and part of that philosophy is building healthy relationships and making strong connections with at-risk kids. So when I decided I wanted to try prevention work, this was a natural fit for me. I mean, I am very adamant on you just need that one person in your life to help you get you to where you want to go, and I want to be a part of that mission.
Yeah, definitely. And you're a big as well.
I am.
How long have you been a big, and tell me about your little?
Yeah, so I actually have two. I am a big in our community-based program, and I'm matched with an almost 12-year-old. His name is Brandon, and he is just such a happy, goofy kid, and he's a giant. So he's like this big already. He's gonna completely overshoot me as he grows, but absolutely love to see this shy, introverted kid break out of his shell and just to be him when we're around each other.
Yeah. And then you said you were another big.
Yes,
Tell me
this
about that.
last school year I decided I also wanted to do our lunch buddy program. So I matched with a little girl named Believe, and she is quite the character, definitely a big personality, and just loves to show how much she cares about the people around her, loves to be creative and do crafts, loves to show me off as her sister all the time. It's really funny. She's a little girl of color, and so whenever her friends hear her say that, they're like, and I'm like, yes, I'm her big sister.
You're like, yeah, I am.
That's what I am.
No, that's cute.
Yeah.
We've been interviewing people all day, and whenever I ask them about their little, their faces just light up, and so it's really beautiful to see. What has being a mentor done for you?
Yeah. The best part of being a mentor for me is just giving a kid a break. I love being able to take them from a potential stressful environment and just go have fun, be an opportunity to be a kid, explore who they are, and then encourage them along the way. My original little, Brandon, is really, really shy kid, and so encouraging him to help him make friends, to help him get involved. He started band this last year, and he did a choir concert to be able to go and cheer him on at those events and have him get all embarrassed when I'm yelling in the crowd, and just being able to be present and let him know that I'm always there. And he's been going through some mental health stuff recently, and just letting him know I'm that person he can count on if he needs me. I'll be able to provide resources as well and just support him in however way he needs me.
We always say it takes a village, and
It
so
does.
thank you for the important work that you do.
Absolutely.
My last question for you. So next to you is a big box, and it says Big Secret. Any ideas of what is in this box over here to your right?
A big secret.
A big secret. What could be in the box?
In the box. This is an object that's in the box?
It's an object. Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm assuming it's not a person.
Someone pops out from the top.
I don't know. Maybe it's a sculpture of a new initiative or a new project we're going into.
Okay, so we're gonna reveal it on Wednesday, and so we'll see. We'll see if someone pops out. I don't know. We have a veteran in our hands right now. Tell me just a little bit about yourself and what you're looking forward to this week at the conference.
Well, this is my 31st conference. I started, my first experience was as a case manager, old title, but volunteer enrollment, match support, I did direct service work for 5 years, then moved into fundraising, managed all of our fundraising for a decade while also leading our largest team, our program team, and then stepped in the role of CEO 16 years ago.
Oh.
So I'm ready to reconnect with friends, but 31 years in, but it doesn't feel like it because we're always doing something fresh and new and innovating. And here we are again, ready to roll out some exciting things.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It's amazing that you've been with the organization for so long. I would love to hear your thoughts on, I don't know, what has changed over the years, since when you first started, over 30 years ago to now.
Well, I mean, the obvious things are around technology and the ease of communication and connection. But, I would say what stayed the same was the most exciting part is the mission built around positivity and how we still bring people together who may not have ever met and surround them with positivity. So the way we carry out the mission may have changed in some ways, but that human connection is still exactly the same.
Absolutely. Why Big Brothers, Big Sisters for you?
I love being surrounded by good and positivity. And this is a unique experience in that everyone wants to be here. Our parents reach out to us and ask us to be part of the family. Our littles want to big, our bigs want to be bigs. Our staff wants to be here, our board wants to be here. We're surrounded by everyone supporting a mission. So having that just, 3 decades of this incredible, simple, impactful, positive experience just keeps me going.
Yeah, absolutely. And my last question for you, I'm sure you've seen just how impactful, Big Brothers, Big Sisters can be in the community. What would you say to someone who may be considering being a big, what is the impact that you see firsthand in your community?
You bet. Well, we know many people have thought about being a big,
Yeah.
and they think about it and they think about it. And there's this one moment, it's like it's time to jump in. And I say for those who are thinking about it, take the step, right? It's a chance to share in something amazing and get that return of feeling good about developing a friendship that leads to good things. And we hear it all the time that there's a lot of impact for the little, but there's just as much impact for the big, for sure.
Anyone you're looking forward to seeing this week?
I'm just ready to see how we're going to roll out a new campaign and what's possible and bring the entire network together, working on very common language and a common experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so nice to meet you. I'm going to take that mic from you.
Done and done. Pithy and profound. I'm all about that. This our shot. Where's our shot? I got to be within here. Where's my sweet spot? Am I in it? Am I in it? Am I in it?
You're ready for the main stage
you got my good side. Don't worry about it. It's both. So you straight. It don't matter. You got them both. It doesn't even matter. Yeah.
We're ready. Good. Okay, so Kevin, tell me. Well, first, we're so excited to have you here at the national conference. Are you ready to take the stage this week?
Kayla, come on now. Don't even ask. Don't ask the obvious.
Don't ask the obvious.
I'm thrilled to be spending some time, just understanding the impact of the work that you all are doing here. Right? I just think that to be able to lend my voice to such a big effort, right? I'm proud and honored to be a part of it. So I think that one of the most important things that I've understood about mentorship is that they can unlock all your possibilities with simple truths and simple words. And for my mentor, it was the words, why not?
Mm. You talk a little bit about the importance of having, a mentor, but especially at a young age too. What is the message that you want to give to the community?
I think one of the biggest things I want to share with the community, especially this community, is continue to fight the good fight. I love the fact that, connectedness is really important in belonging. And so belonging really does start with finding someone who's an encourager for you. So I always talk about who's your CEO, your chief encouragement officer of your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. And so to be in a room filled with, CEOs, right, then I'm all about that. So I'm really excited about continuing to encourage them to do the work that they're doing and to know that it makes a difference.
Yeah, you mentioned too that you had a mentor growing up. How did that change maybe your perspective or your life?
It's so funny. The mentors, because I had a lot of them, right?
Okay.
And I'll actually mention them because it was an eclectic, crazy group of people that poured into me. But the most important one was my best friend's mom, Miss Lane. Mm-hmm. And I just think that, I was at this crossroads. I could be a victim or I could be a fighter. And Miss Lane entered my life exactly at the right moment and unlocked all the possibilities, like I mentioned, with these 2 words, why not? And then she also taught me about accountability. that it wasn't enough just to have an idea. How do you follow through? And having someone holding you accountable and then understanding the power of action around your ideas. And so I wouldn't have got that on my own, right? I needed someone to unlock that and point me in the right direction, and maybe sometimes lovingly shove you towards your destiny, because Miss Lane saw it in me before I even saw it. And so I think that's the power of having a mentor. And, you know, just to remind everybody in here, I'm preaching to the choir here, right? I mean, they know, right? But they want to get other people on board and understand the impact that they can have. And so if I can lend my voice in a little way and offer some insights and some encouragement and some inspiration, I'm about it.
I love that. And my last question for you, you're going to be talking a little bit about your book too. So for those who don't know, what is it about and why'd you write it?
So Miss Lane, see, so Rules of the Red Rubber Ball, bam, yes. This little book, as Miss Lane kept pushing me to write a book because of my journey and all the things that had happened. And she said, well, there's another you out there that needs to know it's possible. Write the book for that person. And so that was the unlock for me to decide to actually write this book. And so, you know, of course, it was trials and tribulations. People weren't feeling it. They said it was over-designed and too creative. I had to self-publish it, and it took off. And someone from ESPN and Disney ended up signing me to a book deal. And so I just understand the power of words and the importance of encouraging others. And so this book, as my wife affectionately calls it, the little book that makes you linger, right? And so it really is a surprise and delight book. You won't expect a lot of the things that happen inside the book. Pages you have to read upside down, pull-outs within it, folding pages, different texture. And I wanted you to pause. I wanted this book to make you pause and really think about your journey and what are you chasing. So that's why Rules of the Red Rubber Ball is all about those simple truths and what are you chasing each and every day, what gets you out of bed in the morning.
Yes, why not? I'm not going to forget
Why
that.
not, right?
Yeah.
Come on, you already know.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
wonderful.
My honor and pleasure.
Thank
please.
you so much.
Y'all tune in. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fire. Don't miss it. I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to drop some pearls of wisdom, some insights. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all. Be well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Up next, the opening general session, followed by an inspiring keynote address from best-selling author Kevin Carroll, and we'll be honoring several agencies from across the country for their community impact. And come back tomorrow to hear directly from Big Brothers Big Sisters of America President and CEO Artis Stevens, who will be giving this year's conference keynote on a bold path to a big future. Well, it is day 2 of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference, and we are getting ready for an exciting day ahead of us. So right now we're in the Big Village, where we'll introduce you to dozens of exhibitors who support our mission, attendees' thoughts on day 1, and a special interview with our president and CEO, Artis Stevens. Thank you, Bill, for being here. Tell us a little bit about what HIBU is.
Yeah, HIBU is a digital marketing company. We work with about 85,000 businesses across the country. We put them on Facebook, we put them on the internet, put them on mobile devices, and we work with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We help bring volunteers to different affiliates and different organizations.
That's wonderful. Tell me about how impactful, marketing can be with, driving mentors and volunteers to an organization.
Here's the thing I found out about working with about a dozen different agencies in the past 2 years. There's a lot of folks out there who want to help Big Brothers Big Sisters. They just don't know about it. So we shine a spotlight on the different agencies, the different affiliates across the country. We drive traffic to the website. We bring phone calls in, and we help really bring some notoriety to Big Brothers Big Sisters. And based on the successes we've had across the country, I'm thrilled to be here, and we're looking forward to making our mark with other agencies this year.
Thank you. And, such a great organization to, further their mission with, connecting people in the community and the impact of mentoring, one-on-one mentoring in the community. Talk to us how important that is for you and for HIBU to work with organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Well, we most of the organizations we work with are retail-based or they're service-based. And that's important. It's important to keep those small and medium businesses afloat and to bring them leads and to generate traffic for them. But working with Big Brothers Big Sisters, I equate it to helping to leave the ladder down and let a young person who needs guidance, who might not have a father or mother figure in their life, we help shine a spotlight and bring bigs and littles together. And that gives us a really different level of satisfaction. Not that we don't like the traditional businesses we work with, but it's really something special to be part of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
So for people who don't know what Popl is, can you tell us just a little bit more about it?
Sure. So Popl is the leading digital business card platform for individuals and teams to share contact information.
You mentioned before that you are in the process of becoming a BIG. How has that process been for you, and why Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Well, I've been so fortunate to have incredible mentors in my life, and having the opportunity to take what I've learned and inspire someone else, and also for them to inspire me, is just such a remarkable feeling. And it is such an organized organization. The process has been really clear, and I mean, I teared up during the first call just hearing people's success stories and how it's changed their lives and everyone around them. I'm excited.
Thank you. Anything else that you want to say or mention?
I really appreciate you having us here. We're really excited to meet everyone, and it's an amazing opportunity, so thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Is this your first conference?
This is my first conference, yes. I'm very excited, very excited. Yep.
How has the first day been and night for you?
It's been incredible. I've met a lot of new people. I've been able to connect with some of the folks who do the same things I do, so it's good to put a face with the work that we do. So it's been great. It's been great.
And how long have you been a part of your agency?
Going on 2 years. 2 years I've been doing this. I started sometime around the pandemic. So we were virtual starting, so I really didn't get a chance to meet a lot of our youth. But now that the pandemic is, crossing over, being more hands-on with the youth. So it's been about going on 2 years now.
And why Big Brothers Big Sisters for you? What does it mean to you?
Wow, I think for me is what the speaker, Kevin, said. For me, I had a mentor that walked along with me, helped me through growing up without a father. And so for me, being able to put my hands and be hands-on with youth to give them what I did not have, it kind of drew me to the program. And so my day full-time is with students of all ages, and so it's a joy to be a part of their journey and see them become something that they don't even know they can become themselves.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. So, Mike, the first day of the national conference, tell me just a little bit about the energy in here and how you're feeling to be here today.
It's awesome. I mean, you saw Artis on stage, and he like oozes energy, kind of gets us all up and running and get us all excited about both the mission and also just to network and meet people and learn from each other. And I just think the conference it's my second conference, but I've been involved in Big Brothers for over 30 years. And it's energizing. Last year was great, and I came back here super excited to get involved and be here for the entire conference. Last year I came for a couple of days. I said this year I'm coming for the whole conference. I'm going to see artists kick it off, and it was awesome.
Well, that's amazing, and we're so happy to have you here, Mike. Tell me a little bit about your involvement with Big Brothers Big Sisters. 30 years.
Yeah. So I've been involved with 30 years. I started when I was 22 years old, right out of college. With my little brother Wesley out of Chicago, and still one of my great friends to this day, and just an unbelievable kid. And obviously now he's not a kid, he's got a family of 4. After that I got involved in the Twin Cities when I moved to the Twin Cities, and I was on the board of directors locally for about 9 years. And about 2.5 years ago, Artis and I connected on LinkedIn about getting involved on a national level, because I've always loved this organization. It's given me a lot. I've been able to really contribute to it in different ways. I really believe in mentorship and that one-to-one mentorship. I think it makes a huge difference in people's lives. And so I thought, what better way to get involved than to get involved at a national level?
That's amazing. And you talk a little bit about your little, and so you obviously know just how important, the one-to-one mentorship is, and just connection, and how powerful that is in the community, and how that transforms community. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Maybe those who are watching who are thinking about being a big, what would you say to them?
I'd say you can have first of all, you're going to have lifelong friendships. Both the big and the little get a lot out of it. But the impact you can have is huge. I'll just give a little bit about my little Wesley. When I met Wesley, his mom had 3 kids from 3 different men. 2 of them had been incarcerated. Wesley's father had been incarcerated on drug charges. It was tough. He was 9 years old, and he was a tough kid. Did not want to open up. And he had not really seen the world, and it was really difficult. He wasn't thinking about academics and what he was doing, and just the little things of just caring, knowing that I was going to be there every week for 2 hours, even if it was just to sit around and play cards or do nothing, or we went to WWF, and slowly but surely when he sees you there for 6 months and then 9 months, all of a sudden he starts to open up and he starts to become a friend and he starts to trust that you're going to be there for a long time. I look at him today and he started out with an amazing mom who was committed to him, but having just another person in his life to give him a little bit of that time, I think made a big difference. He told me the other day, he said, one of the biggest things that you gave me was that the love for travel, because one of the things that we did, I was living in Chicago at the time, and we took him to Buffalo to visit with my parents and my family, and he came, and now to this day, he takes each one of his kids, he's got 4 kids, on a separate trip, because he wants to get them out of Chicago to go see the world. And he says that it opened up his eyes and kind of changed his perspective. He's running Hilton Hotels in Chicago. He's got a really big job, went to college, ran track, got his master's degree, and just a great kid.
Is this your first conference?
It is.
How are you liking it?
I really like it. It's more than I thought it would be. Last year I did virtual, and I found it very interesting. But it's nice to be here in person.
In California, you can't get a lot better. So tell me a little bit about your position at your local agency.
I guess I should start to let you know that I used to work for Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Greater Chesapeake and Baltimore, Maryland. And then we merged with the Y in Central Maryland. So I am a program specialist. And so I have the honor of matching the big and the little. And I think it's been so gratifying to me over the years. It's about 15 years I've been with them, just to match these young folks with these bigs and to see the growth and the impact that it makes on their lives. It's just incredible.
And you see firsthand how powerful community is and how powerful mentorship is. Why is that so important, in this country?
Well, with the youth today, especially where I live, they're hurting. And if they had a mentor, I believe that they would be better off. I had a mentor when I was a young woman, but I never knew it was a mentor. But as I look back, it was a mentor, and I had many mentors. So I just believe that when a young life is touched, it's a blessing by God, because it takes these young people out of what the norm, what they know, and it gives them so many experiences that they can imagine. I just think it's a wonderful opportunity for everybody to have a mentor.
So this isn't your first time at conference, but how are you feeling today? What is the energy like here in Anaheim, California?
Well, the energy is amazing, and I love the opening session because I think it gets you really geared up for what you're going to experience the rest of the week, which is fabulous. And the message that was at the opening session really spoke to us, because my agency, Play, is one of our core pillars as an agency. And so when he talked about Play and incorporating that into your agency, we were all like, okay, this is us. Yeah. This is where we need to be this week.
That is amazing. And what are you most looking forward to this week? I know everyone's just trying to settle in right now, but we have a lot happening this week.
Absolutely. So I really love conference because you get to see everybody. You get to be in the room. Everyone is talking about best practices, what they do, what they try. And I think that you can take away, I'm a very small agency, and so I can sit in a room with someone from a large agency and still connect and be able to figure out how we can do something better and really share ideas. So that's my biggest thing for a conference, is getting to share ideas with everybody and just getting to talk to people that are doing the same thing and have the same passions.
Yeah. What is your position at your agency?
I'm the executive director. I've been there since 2017, so we really love being at conference because it's really helping our agency grow.
Definitely. And so you've went I'm thinking back to 2017. It's hard to remember back then, right? But you've been through some ups and downs, as with, a lot of different agencies throughout the country, especially with COVID and, trying to help our youth through that very difficult time. So how have the last few years been for you and your team?
Actually, we have grown. We added a new county during COVID. we did not close, and we were able to serve more kids than ever. And so because we are getting so many more referrals, we have the highest our waiting list has ever been. We celebrated our 50th year as an agency. And so we've been doing a lot of great things, but we now have a team that is phenomenal. My team cares so much about the kids. They eat lunch with kids that are on the waiting list to do things. So we've really seen there's more need than ever in our community, and unfortunately sometimes less bigs. And so my staff has really stepped up to be the bigs for the kids while they're waiting, and it's really allowed us to serve so many more kids, but every day more referrals come in, and so it's really been one of those challenges to find the funding to be able to provide the services that we need to keep that waiting list down as much as we can and get those kids served. So we're getting creative.
And I mean, you're not just here by yourself. I mean, you came in deep with your crew.
I did. I brought everyone. I really think that there are, being a small nonprofit, the best thing you can do is build morale and give everyone empowerment. And so with my agency, I really try to focus on everybody owning their own who they are and how they want to do it. And the best way to do that is get them here, get them pumped up by an amazing speaker, get them in classes where people are like, you should try this. And we are loud and we think we're awesome. And so the only way to keep that energy going is to really have them here and have this experience. My board is phenomenal by letting me bring everyone. This year we even have a board member with us. So it is really great to see that community that we've built to be able to come and do this together.
Well, we are so happy you're here, and thank you for all of the just positive energy that you just radiate out. I love it. For those out there who don't know what IMentor is, can you talk to us a little bit about it and how long you've been involved too?
Sure. I've been at IMentor for about 8.5 years, and we are partnered currently with 10 Big Brothers Big Sisters affiliates across the country. We have a long relationship with BBBS, with Lone Star being our longest and largest partner. What we do is we provide curriculum, technology, support, data evaluation to our partner organizations, and do our best to provide partners with additional ways to support the young people in their community, whether it's through site-based programming, community-based programming. We're really excited. We're developing some group mentoring. We're adding that to our technology, as well as multiple matching, because we know we all face challenges with finding enough mentors. But yeah, we are here as partners. Our goal is to help serve the young people in each affiliate's local community.
I'm sure you know just how impactful mentoring can be. We always say, it takes a village to raise our children in our community. Talk to us a little bit about just the importance of, reaching out and helping youth.
So I truly believe in the power of an individual mentor. I have lived it. I've experienced it. I have my own mentees, my own personal mentees that have transformed my life more than I think most things. And it takes a village, but we have to recognize and acknowledge that it's adding individuals to each young person's village, to their community, one at a time, and helping them understand and recognize that they can have more than one mentor at a time. I think I'm preaching to the choir. But I truly believe in the power of a mentor.
Thank you. Anything else that you want to say or mention?
I'm just really excited to be here, to be part of so many BBBS affiliates in their local communities, and shout out to them for welcoming me and my team and IMentor into their schools, into their offices, and into the lives of their young people.
You're always welcomed, and thank you so much for being here.
So Lambda is the first Latino fraternity in the United States. We're founded in 1975 in North New Jersey. And since then, we've expanded to every part of the United States, West Coast, like my brother right here. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I went to school. We have chapters in Florida, Texas, Washington, most places in the United States. And not only do we have undergraduate chapters, but we also have alumni chapters for graduates and professionals, older older brothers who want to figure out how can they still get involved with the fraternity and their community.
Awesome. Tell me about the partnership with Jedi and what Jedi is.
So Jedi, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. They work with, kind of trying to bring on more equity into Big Brother Big Sisters of America and making sure that their work is equitable and reaching out to the communities that need it the most. Marginalized communities, Black and Brown communities, queer communities, those sort of folks. And with us, I guess our partnership started about a year ago. And what we're trying to do is our brotherhood is extremely diverse as well, just like Big Brother Big Sisters of America. We are Latino fraternity, but we have brothers from all backgrounds. Just within the Latino, I guess, what do you call it? The Latino identity, that's already diverse in itself. But we have people of all kinds of backgrounds. And what we're trying to do is help Big Brother Big Sisters of America recruit more diverse bigs to mentor the littles, and specifically some of our brothers who we're really big on mentoring. We mentor each other, we mentor undergrads and just people in our communities. So it's just like a natural connection there.
Yeah, you seem to know a lot about firsthand just the impact of mentoring. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, on just the power of community?
Yeah, I guess I'm just a prime example of it takes a village. I was raised by my community. My big sister was pivotal in me kind of staying on a good track, but it took more than her. The way I learned about the fraternity was she joined a sorority, a Latino sorority, and they knew that this fraternity. And it wasn't until I met her friends from this fraternity was when I saw men of color who held jobs that I was considering in the future, like lawyers, people own businesses, that sort of thing, doctors. And I was like, wow, if they could do it and they come from my background and they look like me and they've overcome all the obstacles that I've had to overcome, then I think I could do it too. And that was the first time where I really had like mentors who I could really identify with and see myself as. And that was absolutely critical for me. If I didn't have that, I really don't know where I would be today. And that's what we're trying to do for our own communities. That's what I do in my personal work. The fraternity does that, and I know Big Brother Big Sisters of America does that too. And we just feel like together we could just really, really make a huge impact in communities all across the United States.
Together we're bigger together. What is EZ-ERC?
Yeah, so we help businesses and nonprofits get a tax credit that is due to anybody who is affected by COVID, shut down, or had a decrease in sales, like so many businesses, especially small businesses, did.
And kind of tell me a little bit more about that journey for nonprofits, specifically as it relates to COVID and just struggling to get back to maybe where they were before. What kind of conversations have you had?
I mean, look, COVID was so hard on not-for-profits. You couldn't hold events. A virtual event just is not the same. Companies didn't have the same amount of money to, sponsor, which is where so much of the money comes from. And it took a really long time to get back to normal. So being able to actually be in schools, be in businesses, being able to have that one-on-one mentorship, it just took a really long time to get back to normal. And so this credit helps these companies get some money, to show that the government understands they went through hard times and they were employing people during that time. So it's essentially a payback for payroll that you paid during that time.
Thank you. And my last question for you. Why are you here today? And, besides the fact that you're going to be giving this really helpful information to so many agencies across the country, with Big Brothers Big Sisters, just the mission of impact. I bet it's nice to be able to work with organizations like that.
It feels so good. I mean, I love to see all the work that's being done for children with this organization. And to be able to help in any small way with my expertise with this credit just feels so amazing. I mean, it feels amazing with any business you help, right? I mean, people really struggled, but it's just extra sweet for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Thank you, and we're happy you're here.
Thank you so much.
That was amazing. So for folks who don't know what Over the Edge is, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we are a fundraising production event company out of Nova Scotia, Canada, and we get to partner with nonprofits across Canada and the U.S. And provide them with a great opportunity to host an event and provide them with a peer-to-peer campaign to get participants to raise funds for their mission, and then also get a cool experience of rappelling down a building in urban areas. And it's really important and cool that we've been able to work with Big Brothers Big Sisters. As you can see, we've been able to raise almost $6 million for Big Brothers and Big Sisters for our 15 years plus of being around. So we just love to fulfill missions for organizations and help them come up with a creative new event for their donors.
That is amazing. Why is it so important to work with and to connect with organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters, where we're making that kind of real impact in the community?
Absolutely. I think it's important because when it comes to sustaining a mission, it's really important to kind of keep those funds coming. And as your donors kind of are supporting your mission, you want to come up with different creative ways for them to engage and really want to support the mission. So just providing a different experience while also maintaining the mission focus for raising funds is what's really exciting for us.
Anything else that you want to say or mention?
No, we're just excited to be helping these nonprofits fulfill their missions and excited to be here at Big Brothers Big Sisters to share the successes that they've had with us.
Awesome. We're excited you're here.
The BBBSpromoshop.com is a partner with different agencies across the country, and we provide branded products. So we've got you on branded apparel, promotional items, stress relievers, things like that. We also do displays. As you can see, we've got this lit up display here. So we just work with different agencies across the country to kind of support them in their purchasing of different branded products.
And you get to make all this cool swag, so that's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. And it can all have like an agency's logo on it. We're here to kind of customize different products for all the agencies.
Awesome. Thank you. And then my last question for you, how is it just to be here at the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference and to be able to work hand in hand with an organization like this one?
It's amazing. I like to say I'm just happy to be a small part of the incredible work that all the agencies do. What I can do is make the purchasing of branded products easier so that agencies can focus on, supporting their bigs and their littles. I think the work that all the agencies do is incredible, and it makes my work feel a little bit more fulfilling. So I'm excited to be here. This is my second conference, and it just feels good to be back.
Tell me first just a little bit about how you got involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
It's kind of funny actually. Like, I went to live with my grandparents for a while, and like everything was okay, but I had to go live with them for a brief period of time. And during that time, I switched to a new school, so I didn't have many friends. But then one day, this guy showed up at my dorm and was like, "Hey, I'm here to hang out with you." And then it was a new experience to me. But he was like, "You want to go to the arcade?" And I was like, "Sure." So I was like, "Why not?" So I did it. But ever since then, we've built like a crazy relationship, and we've learned a lot about each other.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about your big and your relationship, how long you've been matched.
Yeah, his name is Justin. We've been matched about 10 years now. He's an English teacher, English and business teacher. He's awesome. He's been able to guide me through life. He's been able to teach me a lot of things. Like, he's so mature and he's so patient and respectful that he's been able to really guide me through those areas, because I might not have those people in my family or friends around me that can teach me that. So having someone that's there who's like kind of the brace to me and who's my backbone, who I can always rely on, having someone like that, it's really beneficial, and especially because they're not family. That makes the bond even stronger, in my opinion, because you're not related by blood. You're related by the actual friendship and relationship you have with them.
I love that. And so tonight has been eventful for you. You did a speech on stage. How was that?
Scary. I've never done that before. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you did amazing. And then you also got a chance to interview Tori Kelly. Just tell me about how tonight went and your interview as well.
You know, Tori is a presence. I really, I don't know how to explain. I could feel her when she came in the room. She's confident, and I like her music, for one. I think her music's great. I like the movie she was in. She's a nice person. The first thing she said to me, she liked my hair, which you don't really get from a lot of people. So that says a lot about her character, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I love your hair, okay? And thank you so much, Ethan. Really appreciate it. What is Level Up CRM?
Well, we're a small consulting company, and we've been working with a few agencies throughout Big Brothers Big Sisters and helping them streamline some of their processes and things.
Sounds very technical. So can you briefly kind of just elaborate a little bit more on what exactly streamlining is, how that process works?
Sure. We've worked with a couple different agencies to help eliminate some of the manual processes in the outreach to volunteers or to donor management. So we've helped them technically to build customer journeys and take away some of that manual process so it's all automated for them.
Thank you. And you're here at the 2023 Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference. How do you feel about the energy here? Are you excited?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. This is our first time being an exhibitor here, so we're just so happy to be part of the mission. We believe in what you all are doing, and we want to be there to support you in any way we possibly can.
Thank you. Tell me why you're here today at the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference.
Well, we wouldn't miss it, first of all. We are just so proud to be a partner with Big Brothers Big Sisters. There's not a chance that Jack and I wouldn't be here to support Big Brothers Big Sisters of America and all of the amazing affiliates and agencies. Seeing our clients in person and getting to do that big bear hug, always fun. So just excited to hang out and support.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out. Tell us a little bit more about your organization.
Sure. So we are a fundraising platform. We are one of the preferred vendors for Big Brothers Big Sisters. We do have our direct integration with Salesforce, or Matchforce as you guys call it. And we do online giving, event registrations, peer-to-peer fundraising, text fundraising, and auctions.
Okay, so Artist Stevens here. What a pleasure it is. I mean, the energy is just awesome already. It's the first day of the national conference. Tell me how you're feeling and just, the conversations you've had with people so far.
Yeah, Kayla, I am just incredibly excited. We are here at our national conference. There's 1,500 people here. There's a lot of energy. And the conversations I've been having are conversations, one, about our future, but most importantly about our foundation to get there, right? How we connect as individuals, how we connect as agencies, how we connect as professionals. And I hope that everyone who's watching tonight, in terms of seeing this energy and this experience, that's who we are as a network, right? And that's what we have to continue to do in our communities, because our young people need that kind of energy. And that's why this theme of a bold path to a big future is so important, because we have to be bold in our innovation, have to be bold in our ideas. And we know by doing that, it's going to make the biggest difference in the lives of young people that we serve and the communities that we try to make better.
Welcome back to day 3 of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference. We are having a blast right here in Anaheim, California. It is hard to believe that our time has almost come to an end, but we're not going to talk about that. So last night, check out these photos and videos from the one and only most magical place on earth, Disneyland. Big Brothers Big Sisters is the first organization to receive the group Twilight experience since before the pandemic, and we really can't thank our partner, Disneyland, just enough. We're so appreciative of their belief in our mission and also for partnering with us both nationally and locally with Orange County and Inland Empire's active Big Futures program.
My favorite Disney character is Mulan because she's tough and I want to be just like her.
Hello, my name is Claire, and my favorite Disney character is Moana because, duh, she's awesome and she goes across the whole ocean to save all of her people with tradition and amazingness, and she's the best.
So my name is Stephanie Carlson from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northern Sierra. My favorite Disney princess is General Organa, aka Princess Leia, because she kicks butt and doesn't take names.
My favorite Disney character is Stitch.
My favorite Disney character is Flounder from The Little Mermaid.
So today we are highlighting the youth that drive our mission forward. Today's Youth Perspective panel shined a light on mental health, inclusiveness, and career readiness. And also currently happening are our Little Big Chats, where our youth get an opportunity to interview all of our special guests. Lexi, first just tell me how the Little Big Chats went inside.
It went great. Sean and Tate. I'm like, both Seans and Tate. They are all so incredible, and I just felt, so inspired listening to them talk. I'm really just honored that I was able to be here and bask in all the greatness of so many incredible young people.
I know, it's a lot of good energy here.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And Big Brothers, Big Sisters, the impact in the community, one-on-one mentoring. So just tell me a little bit about why that is important to you.
Yeah, I think that it's really important that when you see it, you can be it, and representation matters as well. Just being able to see somebody who maybe has been in your shoes or somebody who has been on the same journey that you're going through at that moment, to be able to have them to be able to look up to, and a judgment-free zone where you can say, hey, I need help, or hey, I'm struggling with this. It's really important, because otherwise if you just keep it all to yourself and you try and figure out life yourself constantly, then you start to feel really alone and it only makes things worse. So it's important to be able to have that support system around you.
How has mentorship helped you? Has there been a mentor in your life that has, maybe helped to guide you in your life, in your career?
Yeah, there has been so many mentors, so many incredible women specifically that have, just shown up for me. But I would definitely say the main one that's coming to mind is Megan Good. She's been there for me since I was really, really young, and every step of the way, every time that I feel as though I'm alone, especially being an actor, she had already been through it being a child actor. So the whole, transition of going from teen to a 20-year-old, all of it, I just feel like I can always go to her because she's been there, and her advice is great, and it's a judgment-free zone. So I would definitely say her, and constantly it helps me feel more seen and heard, and validates what I'm going through when I see that she's already been through it.
Not a bad mentor to have.
That's not a bad mentor to have. That is definitely not a bad mentor to have. She's so dope.
Thank you, Lexi. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. First, let's just start by talking about how the Youth Perspective panel went inside and why that was an important perspective for people here at the conference to see and hear.
I feel it went great. It was definitely a great opportunity, but I think it's just a better opportunity to kind of educate yourself as the adults in the crowd, to educate themselves as how Gen Z and how the youth sees, our society and sees life, and how we experience the different battles we experience throughout life, because each generation is different, right? The next generation is going to be different from ours. So, 10 years from now, Gen Z is going to be able to sit down and watch a different group of youth go up there on that panel and display a different side, a different perspective of their lives.
What were some of the main points that you wanted to hit during, the time that you had to educate people?
Just the biggest thing was kind of just not allowing social media to be the biggest impact on your mental health, and just trying to stray away from it as much as you can and try to develop those genuine connections with people in real life, face to face, because you can't really get that online. You can't really sense the emotion they have when you're just texting back and forth. So if you get the opportunity to sit down and just chat with someone about their life, or chat with someone about really anything, do it in person.
I love that. And you said that you're a little in the program. How has that experience been for you, and how long have you been matched?
So I've been matched with my big Charles since 2014, and I mean, I guess you could say, I was troubled youth before that. I wasn't making the best decisions, and then kind of meeting Charles that first year was still a little rough because I was still having some issues with just being, not the perfect child in the classroom or outside the classroom. Still made a lot of mistakes, obviously, but Charles was able to kind of just grab me, by the hand and say, look, this is how we're going to do things, right? This is, if you want to accomplish the things you're saying you want to accomplish, because even back then my dream was to play in the NFL, like it was the biggest goal. He was like, look, you're going to have to go to college, and if you want to go to college, you're going to have good grades. And if you want good grades, you got to go to class, you got to be attentive, you got to pay attention, turn in your homework, do all these things, and then it stretches farther. If you want to play in the NFL, when you get to college, you have to go to class, you have to make sure you're, taking care of your body, doing the right things. And then furthermore, when social media became, like when I first got a phone, he was telling me how important your digital footprint is. Like when you're, getting interviewed by these NFL teams or even getting interviewed by these corporate companies, they're going to be looking at your social medias to see what type of content you're posting, seeing if you have any of these accounts, these burner accounts, as a lot of people call, that you're trying to, going out there and putting these negative messages out there. They're going to look at those things and see if you're the right fit for, whether it's their team or their company.
Yeah, I think you spoke to a very important part of mentorship, is having someone to guide you kind of like that step by step. And it seems like that is what you and your BIG have been able to accomplish over the years.
Absolutely. And I was just glad that it kind of went the way it did, because a lot of people see it as you're going to get a BIG and they're just going to be all nice to you all the time and they're going to be the best person for you. Like, Charles keeps it real with me. Charles tells me exactly what I want to hear, even if I don't want to hear it. Like, he's going to be 100% honest 100% of the time, because that's his job. Like, it's not his job to come and lie to me, because if something like that were to happen and I find out why, then that just ruins that relationship that I have with him. So the fact that he's so honest and upfront with me and tells me exactly what it is I need to hear and exactly what it is I need to do if I want to accomplish these things, it just made it such more of like a deeper bond, really.
Thank you so much. First, just tell me a little bit about yourself and how the panel inside went.
I think it went pretty good. I'm a transgender youth, and I want to, in my future career, be like a therapist to help out other transgender youth, especially in the mental health field, because when I was younger, I didn't have much support until I came to Big Brothers Big Sisters. And just being a young trans individual can be pretty tough. Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you think your BIG helped you kind of navigate those waters?
Oh boy. It's like just him being there was like a big gate that opened up for me, because like I literally thought I would have nowhere to like fit in the world, I guess. Like I didn't think I'd get far at all, because I was just like bullied and discriminated so much for just trying to be who I am. And like he's literally like studying to be a doctor, and I'm like, I can do something like that too, I guess. So yeah, like I just want to do something to help younger trans kids and just like carry that on, and like what he taught me there.
Tell us a little bit about your BIG. What's his name, and how long have you been matched for?
His name is Elijah Peterson. We've been matched, I think, since like COVID, like a year before COVID. So how many years is that? Like 4?
I have no idea.
No, COVID's been like a mind block.
Well, it's been a few years, so that I know. Well, Tate, we're so honored to have you here, and as you know, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Pride Month is big for us. It's a month that we celebrate and honor, but not just throughout this month, throughout the entire year and every day. How has Big Brothers Big Sisters on a larger scale helped you?
Just showing me that like there are people in this world who will be there for you and support you.
That honestly, that is good enough.
Really, that's good enough for me. Like that was like so awesome, because I didn't think I'd get that like anywhere until I came here, and I'm just like so happy to be here and like be able to work in this organization that does good for so many kids, and like kids like me as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tate.
You're welcome.
First, Sean, tell me just a little bit about why you're here today at the Big Brothers Big Sisters National Conference.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. I was a big in my junior and senior year of high school. That's where I found it, at St. Xavier High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then when I was in college, searched for Big Brother Big Sister in Center County, found them. And I was a big in Center County and State College at Penn State, where I played football. So just being able to give back to the community that I love so much, the Big Brother Big Sister community, it's the best when it comes to true mentorship, true growing our youth. I think it's fantastic what we're doing, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. How was it being a big throughout all those different kind of stages in your life, and why did you want to be a big?
Yeah, I've always wanted to give back. I've always felt like I've had such a blessed life, being able to play the sport that I love for as long as I have, now carrying that into the NFL, being able to just give back at every single step. And when I was in high school, I knew a little bit about mentorship, and it's grown every single day, just trying to better myself and better the people around me, and allow. I think that it's always about the community that supports you. You're always going to be able to grow together. It takes a village. So being able to give back and find that village, find the people around me that can support me, and then me reciprocating that, it's all about that support system.
Has there been a mentor in your life that has, maybe helped to guide you and been instrumental for your path?
Absolutely. I think, it starts with my dad. My dad was fantastic growing up. He's fantastic now. But shout out to John Clifford. He was super inspirational. Always, really, for him, it wasn't always even giving me the advice. It was always just putting me and giving me the platform to be able to pursue my dreams. Whether it be finding a way to get me in a camp or help him, hey, Dad, can you just catch me one more time tonight? Whatever it was, my dad was always there for me. And then I would say also on the same level, younger than me, but my brother Liam. He plays at Penn State right now as well. But he's, although younger, is a mentor to me, just setting the standard for our family, making sure that we're pursuing excellence at everything we do and giving back at every step possible. So being able to do that with my family, my core family, it's fantastic.
And for all the fans out there, the football fans out there, what are you looking forward to this year on this, very exciting, year ahead of you?
Yeah, I'm just a rook, so being able to just be in the NFL, I'm so blessed to be able to do that. But really for me, it's about winning games, and however I can support, whether that's playing, whether that's contributing as a backup or being on the practice squad, whatever it is, making sure that I'm, getting better every single day, so that way we could pursue that Super Bowl. So just constant improvement.
Next time I'll see you have a ring on your hand.
That's what I like to hear.
Thank you, Sean. It was so nice to meet you.
Nice
you
to
take
meet
care.
Thank you.
So tell me just a little bit about what you did on stage a little bit earlier today.
I was very happy to be able to perform a poem of mine. I do poetry, and the center of this poem was definitely mental health for especially teens, and I thought that was super fitting for an event where it's about mentoring teens and how mental health is one of the biggest issues that teens face, especially with so many complicating factors of social media and societal expectations and navigating who you are within all of that murky water. So I was really happy to perform a poem kind of telling that story and shedding light on a very common experience amongst teens.
Yeah, and you touch on a really important part, mental health, and with COVID and everything that a lot of our youth are going through. Talk a little bit more about mental health and the importance of everyone being aware of this issue.
Yeah, I think COVID was such a hard time for all of us, and so many bad things came from COVID, but one of the few good things that came was a heightened understanding of how important mental health is for us to operate. And I think something that really showed us that was when we look at teens, because a lot of students struggle with the expectations that school puts on them, finding their future, getting their footing in their path, and then derailing all that for someone who hasn't even lived 2 decades yet, and telling them to do the same thing, but in such a almost a dystopian feeling world. It felt like there was news coming from everywhere. No one knew what was actually happening. Everyone was confused, and everyone had to experience that confusion in isolation. We were all confused, but we were confused alone. So I think that put a lot of stress on teens. So I think coming out of that period, a lot of people have been more conscious in terms of giving them self-help days, self-care, procedures, being able to reach out to others. And I think a lot of schools, a lot of institutions have prioritized that more coming out of a period of pandemic, a period of isolationism. So I'm glad that it's becoming a more popular topic. I'm glad that people are becoming more educated on about mental health statistics and their personal needs, and I think it just helps people get to where they're going more in a more peaceful, healthy mental state.
Absolutely. Has there been a mentor in your life that has made a significant impact on you, that has maybe helped to guide you to where you are now?
100%. Poetry and being a youth in poetry spaces, like Urban Word, which is the organization that gives me the National Youth Poet Laureate title, and Get Lit, that has nurtured my artistic, pursuits since then. And both of those are poetry organizations, but what makes them even greater than that is that they're not worried about poets, they're worried about people. So there's an artist in all of us, and their job is to nurture that. But without the personal connections, without the ability to call up some of the adults at those organizations that I trust and say, school is stressing me or life is stressing me, I need some advice, you're wiser than me, your guidance would calm my nerves a bit. Without that infrastructure in my life, I wouldn't be the same me, and I like the me that I am right now. I'm much more confident in my path and who I am and where I'm going, who I've been, and all of that has been contributed to by those mentors that I have in my life that affirm who I am and what my desires are. So that is incredibly important.
Absolutely. And my last question for you, why Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and mentoring in the community? We see just how powerful it is, and it's better when it takes a village, of people that surround our youth. So why was it important for you to be here at this conference today?
It was incredibly important for me to be here, not only because Big Brothers Big Sisters does incredible work for youth. Like I've been telling each employee that I've been seeing, thank you so much for the work that you do, because it really, like I said, mentorship for youth is incredibly important to keep them secure. But it's such a space that I love to be in. Of course, I'm contributing by being a performer, adding something to the space, which is my art, my poetry, but being in a space where, as a youth, I'm also affirmed, and I'm also supported. I had a little talk with the CEO, and then he said, you're a youth too. If you need anything, we're here for you. It's just a very beautiful, welcoming space that I wish existed more. But that's exactly what Big Brothers Big Sisters is intending to do, to grow and expand and to be able to reach every youth that needs the guidance. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So first, tell me how the Little Big Chats went just a few minutes ago.
It was terrible. It was a disaster. I screwed up everything, but she was really great. She really handled me well when I lost my temper and started throwing things around. She calmed me down. She said, Stephen, stop behaving like that. Yeah. Be a grown-up. Be a mentor. You get into all of this. So I settled down. She took control of the whole thing. She's wonderful.
She was a real pro, huh?
Yeah, she's a real pro, yes.
He didn't throw anything, by the way. So tell me just a little bit about why it was important for you to be here today, this week, rather, at the National Conference for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Well, the primary reason is that I've just finished this documentary called Uncharitable, and it really is a documentary to shift the thinking about the charitable, mission-driven, nonprofit segment of society, really, which is about 10 million people who are really, I think, under-respected, underpaid, do not get the tools that, for instance, the for-profit sector gets in terms of marketing, in terms of even having office space or equipment that allows them to do what's really the most important work that there is to be done. And really, there's no more important work than these young people. There's just plain no more important work. I mean, you wanna create a society that's a mess, then don't take care of your kids. If you want to create a society that is incomprehensibly better than it is now, you take care of your kids. And in some ways, I think a lot of the young people that are in this program are kids who are having to address really difficult challenges in a way that the kids who live in sort of the upper class neighborhoods or even middle class neighborhoods in some cases don't have to really address challenges and issues to the same degree. And I believe that these are the kids that can really deal with the profound challenges we have in front of us. How do you deal with the ozone layer? I'd rather have a kid who's grown up having to deal with a lot of complicated things trying to solve that problem, but they need an education. To get an education, they need to have people that help them. And ultimately, it has to do with love. And I have to say, when I lost my temper and I freaked out, I just loved her for being able to put me back in control and make me understand life. I loved her. So,
What is the key message that you hope people who watched the movie Monday night take out, as they go on after this conference?
Well, I think the biggest thing is most of the people here are in the sector. And what I want them to take away is that this is a tool to help them with donors, with foundations, with anyone who is in or interested in the charitable sector, to really support it, not just support it financially, but to take part more. And to also understand that if you want to feel good about yourself, if you want to get over whatever is bothering you, come out and get involved. Become a big brother, a big sister, or get involved with some other charity. That the movie is really designed to, in the end, be uplift, even as it addresses some very, very complicated and unfortunate issues that surround the sector where people are not being treated well.
And my last question for you, the Big Brothers Big Sisters mission, really fostering community across the country. Why is that important, that one-to-one mentoring? What does mentorship mean to you?
Well, everyone's worried about artificial intelligence. Everyone's talking about artificial intelligence. And I think it's really interesting because artificial intelligence is taking away all the stuff we had to learn that's artificial intelligence. Real intelligence is here. Real intelligence is humanness. So there's nothing more critical than connection. And I think there's some great things about social media, there's some great things about the technology, but it all has to be in the service of one-to-one. Or one of the things I want to do with the documentary is be sure that people go to the theaters. Post-pandemic, we need to reconnect with each other more. We need that really desperately. That's part of the problem. That's one of the big problems we have. So I think the one-to-one is very, very, very important for these young kids. But you know what? It's most important for the big kids. Yeah. It's most important for us because especially when I flipped out and she calmed me down, I was the one who needed help, not her. Yeah.
He's an actor's dad.
That's right.
Thank you so much. I really. First, tell me just a little bit about your BIG.
So my BIG, her name is Miriam Rodriguez, and she is a wonderful BIG. She's always been there with me, and at every situation I had during my life, stress or anxiety, anything like that, she's always been there for me. She's always cheered me up. Though I've had some ups and downs, I really loved her so much. She's been with me ever since I was going to turn 7, and I loved her so much. Though I was scared to meet her, and the first day I saw her, we got used to each other and we loved each other so much.
I love that. And so you guys have been matched for a few years now?
Yeah, we've been matched for probably more than a few years.
What's your favorite activity to do with your BIG?
My favorite activity is probably going to her house or going to some beaches to have fun.
I mean, it's not a bad place to live, sunny California, right?
Yeah, it's not really bad. Yeah.
And you just got finished with your little BIG chat of the day, and you spoke with Mr. Stephen Gillenhall. How was that for you? He said, he said you were a pro.
Well, I'd say yeah. And well, it was a bit nervous in the beginning, but then I started to concentrate on what I'm supposed to do specifically, and I was really excited to meet him as well, to get to know him, and to ask these questions to him.
Yeah. Well, he said you handled it wonderfully. And from what we all saw, you did such a beautiful job. And it's nice to get a little bit out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So tell me just about Big Brothers, Big Sisters in general. How has this program helped you?
This program has helped me during confidence stage, like being confident and really supporting myself and others to grow up and have a big brother or big sister. And technically, I love this program so much, and I swear, like I feel like if I belong here as well.
Well, you do. Thank you, Jamie. So first, just tell me a little bit about how you got involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
So I was a little growing up in poverty and things like that, and Big Brothers Big Sisters really changed the pathway of my life. So that's why I decided to give back as a board member and just go from there. Yeah.
What has your duties been as a board member with Big Brothers Big Sisters?
My time, my talents, my treasures. So raising money, being the host committee of events, interacting with the littles. I've been that little on that waiting list. So, telling those littles at the different events, hey, they're working hard to try to get you a little, just hold on, hold out, and things like that. So having the experience as a little and knowing what they are currently going through to wait has been a big responsibility of mine at different events and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned, that when you were a little, Big Brothers Big Sisters helped you. How so?
So it was my mother and it was my mother and then me and my three brothers. So it was 4 boys and my mother. So we grew up in a very, very gang infested area at the time. And so Big Brothers Big Sisters got me out of the neighborhood. Big Brothers Big Sisters got me out of Big Brothers Big Sisters helped me get that mentor, that father figure, that brother, that big brother that I needed to help guide and guard me so that I would make the proper decisions in life.
And my last question for you. So tonight is the Alumni Hall of Fame. Yes. As a Hall of Famer yourself, yes. Are you excited for tonight?
I am very excited for tonight. I hope to meet the other inductees. I just want them to remember one thing. I'm the first. No. But no, seriously though, congratulations to all the inductees that are being inducted tonight. I want to encourage them and challenge them to keep giving, to keep encouraging and continue their fight for their communities. They are appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
That was Pamela, tell me a little bit about you and your little here in Anaheim, California, the national conference happening, which is exciting.
Well, we've been together for only a year, even though it seems like we've been together for a long time because we're matched so perfectly. And we were invited to come up today because we were able to participate in the national campaign, the commercial. So they debuted it today, and it was so excited to see us on screen. And it's been a fantastic year. We've had so many cool experiences. I took her to UCLA campus, which she loved, and we've gone to different events, and it's just been a really good partnership.
That's awesome to hear. How was it to see your face in the national campaign? Was that exciting?
Yeah, I liked it, especially because it was just like a different experience.
Yeah. And tell me about your big Pamela. How has it been being matched with her?
It's been amazing. I love that she has great energy, and I love how we go on different things every time we go out, and I just love everything about her.
Oh, so sweet. And, we've been hearing such similar responses from littles and bigs throughout the entire week. How is it just to be in this environment with people who, just share the same interests and the same impact as you?
You know what, we have been blown away because when we drove up, just to see the signage and to see the magnitude of this event, it's been blowing our minds just to see the amount of people and the positivity to just have complete strangers come up and welcome her and thank her, and to come up to us and thank us for being a part. So the energy is what's been magnificent. So many just positive people, all for one cause, which you can't buy that. That's been the best part.
Absolutely. And my last question for you, I saw you peeking over at the Alumni Hall of Fame wall. What did you think of some of the inductees this year?
I'm amazed because I've worked with Stephen Hill because my background is radio. So, I've worked with him through his connection with BET back in the day. And he just married Shantae Moore, who's one of my favorite R&B singers. And then I'm a huge sports fan. So to see Bill Platsky, who I read him in the LA Times daily. So, this Wall of Fame truly is an eclectic Wall of Fame. So we were just in awe just to see the type of people that were going to be inducted. So that's really awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we have a big night ahead of us. 8 individuals will be inducted into this year's Alumni Hall of Fame. Check out the wall behind me. Ryan Dietert is the founder and CEO of Influential, an AI social data and conversion company. With over a decade of experience in the influencer and social media space, Ryan has been recognized for his innovative approach to branded content and data-driven strategies. Dr. Peggy Lewis is a retired academic who held the position of Executive Dean of the School of Business and Graduate Studies and the School of Professional Studies at Trinity Washington University. Rachaad White was born in Kansas City, Missouri as the youngest of 4 boys. In 2022, he achieved his dream of being drafted into the NFL and joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the 91st overall pick. In his rookie season, he became the starting running back, played alongside Tom Brady, contributed to the team's playoff berth, and led all rookie running backs in receiving. He is also a little. John Waller works in talent management and business development for the professional sports agency IFA. John also serves as Rachaad White's business manager. He is his big. Bill Plaschke has been a prominent sports columnist for the LA Times since 1996, earning accolades and recognition for his work. He's a member of both the National Sports Media Hall of Fame and California Sports Hall of Fame. Additionally, Plaschke has been recognized for his philanthropy, receiving a Pursuit of Justice Award from the California Women's Law Center. Nancy Lieberman is a highly decorated basketball player, having been inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame twice. She achieved 2 collegiate national championships and won 2 Olympic silver medals during her successful playing career. She also serves as a big to her mentee, Kimmy. Reet Thorns, you may have noticed her on American Idol. She's originally from Madison, Wisconsin, and spent most of her early adolescence as a foster child. She had the opportunity to audition for American Idol and receive the golden ticket to Hollywood. Her big sister Elizabeth and the organization have had a profound impact, bringing her friendship, mentorship, laughter, and a sense of family. And last but not least, Stephen Hill, a seasoned executive with extensive experience in the music and visual distribution industry. He recently served as the EVP Creative at Dick Clark Productions, where he played a key role in overseeing the creative directions of major events such as Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, the Golden Globes, and the Billboard Awards, among others. Welcome to day 4 of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference. Well, this week has been nothing short of fun, exciting, inspiring, and motivating. Last night, we got the opportunity to induct 8 remarkable individuals into the Alumni Hall of Fame. Bill Plaschke, Peggy Lewis, Rachaad White, John Waller, Ryan Dietert, Reet Thorns, Nancy Lieberman, and Stephen Hill. Hosted by Emmy Award-winning TV host and producer Jeannie Mai Jenkins, this special event featured a powerful and heartfelt performance by singer-songwriter and activist Aloe Blacc. Rachaad, just tell me a little bit about how it feels to be inducted tonight for the Big Brothers Big Sisters Alumni Hall of Fame.
Honestly, I don't even know. Right now, my emotions is just happiness. For real, just grateful and thankful that obviously my mom put me inside the Big Brothers Big Sister program, and that my big became my match, and we just going 16 years, and that Big Brothers Big Sisters decided that I was worthy of being a Hall of Famer. So I'm just grateful.
That's wonderful. You know firsthand about the power of connection and community, and the power of mentorship too. Tell me a little bit about how that changed your life.
Honestly, the power of mentorship and just in the community and things like that, especially from like youth standpoint, It changed my life a lot. Just getting the right guidance, having another like male come into my life to piggyback up off what my mom and the morals and the principles that she had taught me growing up, as well as my family and my brothers and things like that. And just seeing, like I said, a male come in my life, spend time, enjoy time with a young man like me, it was just great, man. It just was a great feeling. It was just awesome and taught me a lot of things in life.
And you were also a former little, so tell me about your relationship with your big and even to this day.
My relationship with my big is good. It's great, honestly. It's funny. It's fun. It's crazy because I don't think like a lot of relationships last like this long, but we've been going for 16 years strong, and it's never a dull moment. He still teaches me a lot of things, as well as I probably teach him a lot of things, and we both just be grateful for the time we get with each other and the time we're able to share with one another.
Thank you so much. So, John, first just tell me a little bit about how you're feeling right now and about the excitement surrounding tonight with the Alumni Hall of Fame ceremony.
I've got good nervous energy. It's great to be with Rashad. You know, he's used to the bright lights, playing in front of 70,000 people. This is a little bit unique for me, but I'm feeling great. We're staying loose, playing some music, joking around, and I'm really just honored to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Rashad. He speaks very highly of you, and so I'm interested to hear how your bond has transformed over the years.
We've been together for 16 years now, so there's a lot of life that has been lived in those 16 years. Multiple cities, multiple jobs, relationships, children, you name it. We're truly family. He's my brother. Our relationship transcends any title, right? We talk about everything all the time. And I just love talking about him, and watching him fulfill his dream in the NFL has been like a dream for me, and he's taught me just as much as I've taught him.
What made you want to become a big?
I come from a family of social workers and educators, and I started my career in sales, and I had kind of this burning desire to make an impact and to do more than that. And I just thought, I'm going to go for it. And so I enrolled in the program in Kansas City, Missouri. And, fortunately for me, I got paired with Rashad when he was 8. And the rest is history.
And you touched upon it, but just to see him now and the man he is today, you remember that 8-year-old boy. I mean, how has that been for you?
It's been incredible to watch him mature and endure hardship and show resiliency and confidence and a belief in himself and composure. And the guy never complains. He's always positive. His smile that he has today, that bright smile, is the same smile he had as an 8-year-old kid. And I saw it on the couch when I first walked into his house, and I met his mom, and I met his 3 older brothers who were already in the program too, and he was like chomping at the bit to get in the program. And so he was really ecstatic to join, and we hit it off immediately. I sat next to him on the couch, and even though 16 years has passed, it's just we're still as tight as ever.
Yeah. My last question for you, to anyone out there who may be considering becoming a mentor, what kind of advice would you give them?
Anybody that's considering being a mentor should absolutely go for it. The impact that they can have is profound, both on the little and on the big. It's an equal opportunity, and you never know until you step out of your comfort zone, and that is a gift. Learning to meet someone new, learning somebody else's background, all the things that they've gone through is educational, and it's an incredibly gratifying experience. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Thank you so much, John. Really appreciate it. Okay, so first just tell me a little bit about how you're feeling tonight, the Alumni Hall of Fame ceremony, and you are being inducted.
Oh, I think it's phenomenal. I've heard so many things today and sitting in different sessions about the great work this organization is doing, how it's impacting lives, how it's changing lives, how it is just celebrating our young people, and how bigs are learning from the young people and how young people are learning from the bigs. It's really fabulous.
Is this personal to you? What do you think about the mission, this one-to-one kind of connection and this mentoring that ultimately transforms and strengthens communities?
I didn't make a mistake. When I joined this organization a gazillion years ago, before I had gray hair, when I was a journalist, and I did a story on Big Brothers Big Sisters and profiled a little who turned out to be my little. And so I knew then that it was a great organization. I knew then it was important. I've always known the importance of mentoring young people. When I was in elementary school, I tutored little kids. When I was in high school, I tutored kids in elementary school. When I was in college, I tutored kids in high school to make sure they come to college. And as a professor in college, I mentored young people, to get library cards and a passport. So mentoring can change lives. And none of us get there on our own. We all get help from somebody.
And you're by a lot of well-accomplished people on your side with the Alumni Hall of Fame that you'll be inducted in tonight, correct?
Yes, and hearing the stories is just amazing. What people are doing, where they started. But it's the journey. It's not where you start, it's where you end up, and it's the journey you take. So if somebody reaches back and helps another one, we all need help. And so this organization is showing in a time of divisiveness and sort of hatred and evil. We're a beacon of light. We're a beacon of light in a dark world.
Thank you so much. Okay, so first just tell me a little bit about how you're feeling tonight. Tonight is the Alumni Hall of Fame ceremony. I think someone's getting inducted.
Yes, I am feeling so grateful. I'm over the moon. I'm very emotional. I feel like I'm going to cry, and I didn't use setting spray, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm so grateful for this. It started with something super small, and it turned into this, and there's actually a quote on the wall, and it says, "It takes little to be big," and I think that's a great explanation of how I feel tonight.
And so this is obviously something that is very personal to you. You have a BIG in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Tell me about your relationship with your BIG.
My relationship with Elizabeth is amazing. She's like a mom, a sister, a confidant, my best friend. I mean, she saved my life. And I wouldn't even be who I am or maybe even here today if it wasn't for her. And she really is a testimony to who you have to be in a program in an organization like this, and take in littles who need mentorship and need a little bit of help and guidance in life.
You talk about the power of just having someone by your side. Even today, is that something that you would recommend, still having someone by your side?
Yes, Elizabeth is still by my side. She is still helping me and guiding me and being a mentor to me and, teaching me how to move forward in life as a young adult. And I think that that's crucial and important, and it'd be very hard to navigate if I didn't have her.
My last question for you. A lot of people started to know who you were when you went to American Idol. How was that experience for you?
That experience was mind-blowing. I think a part of that experience is why I'm here today, and I think it is amazing to know how many people you can touch and what you can discover about yourself. And so the feeling is indescribable. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Well, tell me first how it feels to be inducted into tonight's Hall of Fame for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
I'm thrilled to be here. This is one of the most important things that could happen to me because of my sister Kimmy and our relationship over the last 11 years, how we've grown together and how, we see the future together.
Absolutely. And Kimmy, tell me about your BIG and your relationship with her.
This is just great, just, seeing her in action and just being able to just see her in leadership and now being induced and us still together to this day. It's just great what Big Brothers Big Sisters have done. So
definitely. And what kind of inspired you or really pushed you to become a mentor that many years ago?
I used to think about it. I have a busy life and a busy career, but what I did want to do is I wanted to be able to be a mentor to a young woman, but I also wanted to be a mentor to a young African American woman because I wanted her to see the blessings and the possibilities of life. And everything that she sees and does, I want her to know that everything's on the table for you. She can go to college. She can be anything she wants to be in this life. But, sometimes you have to show somebody a vision. So I want to be a dream giver, not a hope stealer. And she's already has changed my life. And then she's going to change somebody else's life.
How do you think mentorship transforms communities?
you're nothing without mentorship. It's lift when you rise. If you get the opportunity to be blessed to do something on any level, you have to be able to be relatable to somebody else and to be their vision, because we all had mentors in our lives in some ways, and she's already a mentor to so many people. This is what we're trying to do. We're doing life together, and we want to be that power big little that you see. We want to be champions of the world and big brothers, big sisters.
Oh, yeah.
And Kimmy, I'll ask you the same question. How do you think this type of one-on-one connection strengthens communities?
I definitely think it just gives younger viewers an option just to see something new. She definitely showed me something a goal that I can reach for, being an independent woman and just having my own, building from nothing. So definitely just opening doors and opening opportunities, and just putting some belief in me.
Absolutely. Anything else that you want to say or mention?
Yeah, I want to say again about Kimmy, I'm really proud of her, because she's one of 14 children, and having grown up in Texas, and she's been able to look at her great family, but decide this is the path I want to take. I want to be independent. I want to be a thinker, a critical thinker. I want to be able to form this life that best suits her. And she's doing it every step of the way. She just finished her freshman year at Texas A&M. She's an Aggie. And I'm just so proud of everything she does. And we get to show the world, in this day and age where the world is so separated and people are tearing us apart, we get to show the world that we're inseparable. We know we look different. I'm young, she's old. Okay, so I screw that up sometimes. But we get to show people we are who we say we are. You don't get to tell us who we are. I think I just rapped. Eminem, call me.
Thank you both so much. Okay, Stephen, so you just got off the stage at the Alumni Hall of Fame ceremony. How was this experience for you?
It was moving. It was emotional. My little brother is someone I will love my entire life, and I'll always be there for. So it was great hearing other people's stories and seeing bigs and littles together.
Absolutely. What encouraged you to become a big so many years ago?
It was actually a chance. I was a host of a radio station. I was doing a morning show, and a woman by the name of Yvette, and I can't think of her last name, but Yvette came on my morning show, and I committed right then. I was like, oh, this is exactly what needs to happen, especially, I was a black radio station, so black boys need black men to be there to mentor and guide. And so I committed to it in the moment, and I got matched with a wonderful kid named Lee Rodriguez.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about becoming a big? How can it transform not only the mentor, the mentee, but also the community?
Sure. Look, I think anybody who's thinking about being a big, who's a father, understands what it can be. It's the younger, and I was in my 20s when I started. That's not true. Yeah, I was in my 20s. And what you don't realize is how much you're going to learn from your little. You're going to learn, like, you were one way as a boy, right? And you had other friends, but like, as technology goes on and as information flows differently, you learn from younger people in such a crazy way that you can't see coming. Even back then, especially now, I think with the internet and I think ChatGPT and AI is going to send it to another stratosphere. But your ability to learn from those who are younger than you are is monumental.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Bill, so first just tell me a little bit about how you're feeling tonight and being inducted into the Big Brothers Big Sisters Alumni Hall of Fame.
It's bittersweet. I'm so happy and so thankful to Big Brothers, and this is my chance, after being matched for 42 years with my little brother, to say thank you to Big Brothers Big Sisters for putting us together. Bittersweet because I lost him last year. Andrew died last year. He battled cystic fibrosis his whole life, but we had 42 years together that changed my life. Your organization, Big Brothers Big Sisters, changed my life, and tonight was a chance for me to say thank you to them. I never said thank you to them, and I wanted to thank everybody in this room for creating family, for giving me the best thing that I've ever done in my life, and they gave it to me. So I want to thank. So I feel mostly thankful.
Absolutely, Bill. 42 years is such a long time. time throughout this lifetime. Can you talk just a little bit about how important mentorship is in a young person's life?
Oh, it's huge because the mentor learns from the mentee. So Andrew taught me as much as I taught him. But it was important. He had no father. His father was out of the house. I was a male role model. I would take him to sports games. I would talk to him about sports. We'd talk about guy things. We would talk about life. It was a great respite from his regular life that he led, and it really made him whole. And in doing so, it made me whole. It put me outside myself. I did something for somebody else. It helped me become unselfish. It taught me charity. So I learned as much from him as he learned from me, but it was so important for both of us.
And my last question for you, what are your hopes for the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, now being a Hall of Famer yourself?
Oh, I hope they continue on forever, and I hope they match whoever's out there that needs a match, and hope they can get the word out, get the publicity out, and keep creating families, keep creating brothers and sisters, keep creating friends, sons and daughters. Just keep creating life. They bring life to our life. And I pray they keep the effort, they keep pushing it. I'm so excited about all I see here. You're moving forward. They're really pounding the pavement. They're really putting the word out. Get the word out. Be a big brother. Be a big sister. Get matched. Change your life.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you. It's awesome.
So first, just tell me how you're feeling tonight being inducted into the Big Brothers Big Sisters Alumni Hall of Fame. I mean, just such great energy in here.
My heart is grateful, surrounded by amazing other alumni, board members, people that spend their entire day helping give back and mentoring the youth and the future of this country. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, and you're also a board member, and so you're very involved within the organization. Why is this mission so meaningful to you?
Well, when I was 8 years old, I had a big, Clayton, for 30 plus years. He passed, unfortunately, but he had two of his own kids, little Ryan, named after me, and Clayton Jr., CJ. And to have them in my life and to create this bond that goes beyond just the first match is truly everything. The stories tonight were all about not just that first moment when their match happened, but it almost becomes like a specter, a whisper of what happened with BBBSA, becomes an entire own life of its own. Families are built, connections are made, it's truly special.
It's so wonderful. And, you talk about just the impact of community. You know it firsthand with, your Big Little relationship. What would you tell other people about mentoring and how it can truly transform a community?
It's a ripple effect. It starts with someone that you connect with that maybe needs your help and doesn't even know they need it. You learn almost Mr. Miyagi. They teach you things kind of under the radar that you use for the rest of your life. And I even ended up actually going to my Big's college. He kind of sent me in that direction, and I really appreciate that. And my mom and him became great friends, and then she is now, with my little brothers as well. So just one moment, ripple effect, and it leads to so many lives being changed.
My last question for you, what is your hope for the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization looking into the future?
It's how to scale this beyond even the amazing stuff that's happened so far. We've gotten tremendous amount of investment from great donors, brands jumping in, people like Macy's, Pepsi, NFL. But how does it become a standard that every single school, every single person that needs access to mentorship gets it? And the 30,000 kids that are waiting for that big, how do we get them all, off the list and make that new group of people that need more and more mentorship? So we're just the beginning.
Thank you, Ryan. First, tell me a little bit about the excitement here and why you're here at the Big Brothers Big Sisters National Conference.
Well, first of all, I'm really excited to be here and happy to be collaborating in my own special way with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm here because I get an opportunity to debut a song that I've written inspired by the amazing mission of this organization, a song called Never Let You Down.
And tell me a little bit about the background of Never Let You Down. What was that moment that inspired that kind of creative outlet?
Just understanding what the mission is of the organization of Big Brothers Big Sisters of America, knowing that you have your bigs and your littles, and the littles are depending on this person, this mentor, this friend to always be by their side, that inspired me to write a song that could be a forever legacy for this organization, something that spoke to the hearts of the people who are helping, the hearts of the people who are being served, and the hearts of everyone else who really should know about the amazing mission of this organization.
Definitely. And we talk about the power of community and mentorship. How has that helped to guide you during your career path?
Mentorship is everything. It's really hard to make it in the music business in particular without having the right kind of leadership. There are a lot of places within the entertainment industry that can trip you up and try to pull you down. I've had great mentors like Simon Fuller as an amazing manager, or having a great mentor in business development in Wallace Fortune on just how do I manage the money that's coming in. So it's meant the world to me to have mentorship.
Is there anything else that you would like to say or mention?
I would just like to say I love Big Brothers Big Sisters of America, and I'm so happy that I get to collaborate in this special way with a song called Never Let You Down.
Thank you so much. We love you too. First, I bet it's exciting to have the national conference in, your hometown. How has it been to experience the conference this way?
It's like super exciting because it's like, obviously we have Disneyland right over next door. So right after this, I'm gonna pop right in. But at the same time, it's really lucky that, it's my final year. So this is kind of like a once in a lifetime type of thing. So to have it like super close by me, to be able to just drive by and just experience it all is kind of incredible.
Wonderful. And we talk a lot about mentorship and, community with Big Brothers Big Sisters. You were a high school big. How was that experience for you?
It was like super rewarding and just incredible. I think about it now and like have been able to reflect back on it, and just seeing those kids every single week. It's something that I still miss to this day, because it was something that I always look forward to, because I was able to see them grow so much from coming out as shy, and slowly seeing them kind of progress and become more strong and more capable. Even sometimes they showed me how to do some things that I never would have imagined. So that's something I'm really grateful for.
What pushed you to become a mentor?
Truly, I was just in class one day during my freshman year, and I heard someone talk about it, and I was like, you know what? I like working with kids. That's always something that's kind of interested me. And so I took the first step and signed myself up. And then eventually I just saw the potential of the program and how I could fit myself into there and create growth within it. And that's something that I've just carried forward to this day.
And so the Alumni Hall of Fame ceremony, we are inducting 8 individuals, and we also have a very special performer who will be performing on stage at the main stage tonight at the conference. And I think someone's introducing him. I think it's you.
Yes, that's so exciting. Like, to think about that, it's like I never would have thought I would have gotten to do something like this, but having the opportunity is something that's just mind-blowing to me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Day 4 of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America National Conference. Was this your first conference, and what did you think of this week?
It was not my first conference. I think I've been to at least 5 conferences over the years, maybe more, and this is the best ever. It was amazing.
That's awesome. Why?
I think the energy, the accomplishment, the stories, all of the amazing things that we've been able to learn that I think we're going to be able to bring back to their agency and learning from each other.
Definitely. And what about you? What did you think of this week's conference as we wrap up on the last day?
So I think this is like my 8th conference. I've been CEO in this network for 10 years now. And I got to say, we always have this thing we talk about, representation matters. And, I think there's a lot of substance behind this being the first African-American male to be the CEO of the national organization that has historical issues recruiting black men to be mentors. Not only do we have an amazing leader in Artist Stevens, we have someone who has substance, who's thoughtful, who's intentional, and who really cares about the affiliates. And so I think the 3 most important messages that I walk away from this week with is when he talked about really focusing in on the agencies, what is good for the agencies, and his decision making, the strategic choices he's making as a leader. 2 has to be the execution of all the things that he and the strategic plan are espousing, and to see some of the results that we saw here this week in terms of historical numbers of pass-through funding going to the agencies. When you look at the outcomes, our matches are lasting longer, right? When you look at the number of partnerships we're doing, like, to me, execution has been key for this group. And then 3, I think about sustainability, right? Not only was this conference fun, not only was it engaging, but you look around at the talent that the national office has assembled. That tells me that we are structuring ourselves, we are building a foundation so that we can ride this green wave that's going to be coming across this country as it relates to the Big Brothers Big Sisters and our brand and our mission.
Absolutely. And yesterday you saw the campaign that we're pulling out later this year, It Takes Little to Be a Big. What were your thoughts with the overarching theme to just recruit as many people as possible over the next few years?
I loved it. I thought there was just wonderful energy. I think there's a lot of momentum, and the opportunity to build on that momentum with that campaign and the number of different stories I think can evolve from that is really exciting, and the number of different ways that we can play out that campaign within our communities. It's very exciting.
Thank you. We're thrilled and honored to have you both here, so we appreciate it and thank you.
Thank you.
Well, tonight we are ending the conference in a big way with our Bigger Together celebration, where we'll be recognizing this year's Bigs and Littles of the Year in honor of their dedication, triumphs, and the bonds they've formed. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching this week's virtual conference.